Really disappointing day on defense. Really proud of our young stud quarterback giving us a chance, keeping us in that football game. Going out there, being able to deal and do the things that he was able to do. We couldn't stop him. Hats off to the Carolina Panthers and their offensive scheme and what they was able to do today. And you got to give those guys credit where credit is due. Special teams wise, we held up, did what we were supposed to do, but we did not come out to play today on defense, and they got us in the shield.
Yeah, Coach, could you elaborate on what was not working for defense and the play of Bryce Young today for the Panthers?
Sorry, Led. Go ahead, you finish.
It was just the play of Bryce Young and what wasn't working on defense for you today?
He was outstanding. He was able to manipulate the pocket, move around in the pocket, find people down the field. They were able to run the football, stay on track. They were able to keep us out of the get back on track situations. They were able to keep on normal D&D, really able to manipulate everything he was able to do in the pocket. We couldn't tackle him. When we got back there, got to him, couldn't get him on the ground, couldn't find a way to find him. And then down the field, he made some really good big-time throws, to cover 2 in 1st and 25. He made a throw on the sideline that was lights out. He made a couple throws down the field that were really good across the board to end the game there in the overtime. Made a really good throw in the cheese throw. He made throws all day. He made plays all day. He made it a man. He had some schemed-up plays, way too many wide-open people, a couple schemed-up plays there with some gimmicks that they got us with early. The explosive in the first half. And in the second half, he continued to go out there and will and deal, and he was absolutely lights out, particularly on 3rd down and when it came to moving the chains.
Given the stakes coming into today, how surprised are you that you didn't come out ready to play on defense?
Really shocked. I was really disappointed in our defense today. Based off how they've been playing and how we've been going, how we've been attacking the quarterback, how we've been able to manipulate terms and getting after people. I was really fired up where we were going, the direction we were going, and we took a step back today, a huge step back, and that's something that we got to go back and look at and review and find out why, because those things can't happen. Obviously, big loss losing Mike Hughes. Clark was able to go out there and step up and do some different things for us, but there'll be no excuses made for who you lost or what happened. Those guys outperformed us, outplayed us, and they beat us.
Losing 6 of the last 8, obviously it's quick to turn around and sort of handicap all of that, but do you know standing there right now what happened down the stretch?
No. I mean, that'll be something that we'll go back and we'll review. Obviously we've talked about the reasons we made switches at different places before in different areas. We talked about different things that we've done throughout the course of the season, but right now you won't pinpoint the whole last 8 on what happened. We'll talk about those things as we move forward and as we go into the offseason and find out what's necessary to get ready to come out here and compete at the highest level.
How much do you feel like it's helped Michael Penix Jr. to hold the clipboard for at least some period of time? And what's kind of your opinion on rookies coming into the NFL and having to hold the clipboard as opposed to going straight into the fire, just kind of the mental transition there?
Obviously as an organization, that was our big-time plan, to have him come in and hold the clipboard like you're talking about and be able to learn from a veteran like Kurt. And then obviously that process got sped up a little bit for him, but him having the ability to do the things that he's done obviously has shown. And realistically, the light at the end of the tunnel for us, despite how bad and poor we played on defense or anywhere, is the quarterback. The organization has a quarterback that is certainly bright, that is certainly our future, that certainly can go out there and make any single play and play in any single game that you can play in. And those are the things that we'll talk about, I'm sure, tomorrow and moving forward. We'll figure out ways to fix what we need to fix. We'll figure out ways to fix the thing we got to get done. But Michael Penix is certainly outstanding. He's certainly one of the guys that's going to play in this league and absolutely dominate for as long as we allow him.
Coach, going back to Penix, that Penix to London connection, how excited should the fan base be about having that from 2 young players?
I mean, I don't even know what the yards were in the stats, but I just know it was absolutely outstanding. Watching those guys wheel and deal today, Michael Penix to Drake London, watching Bijan have the ability to get the ball in his hands in certain situations, even some of the missed throws that we're making are just exciting. So if you're a fan and you look out there at Michael Penix, you got to be excited. Obviously, we did not intend to have a shootout today. And he did not intend to have a shootout today. We wanted to be able to run and control the football, do the things that we did in the first half, be able to control that, not allow those guys to score. But he went out, the game changed, and he had to do what he had to do. And he gave us a chance to go out there and compete and have a chance to win. And when you got a young quarterback like that, man, you're cooking with gas. And that's what fires me up. Despite how angry I am or pissed off right now, when you look at number 9, he gives us the best chance to win football games moving forward.
Raheem, 3 of the Carolina scores, in particular the throw to Sanders, the touchdown to throw to Tremble, and then Young's run into the end zone at the end. Like, there was almost like no resistance there. There's no in the area. How do you explain for that happening?
The play to Sanders was a pretty good play out the backfield. Pretty sneaky, snuck up through the big gap, got him wide open down in the red zone fringe play. A nice little shot there, wide open play. You got to be able to cover that better, got to be able to see that. That's a great job schemed up by those guys. The other one was a blitz where they got a chance to catch us on a wide open play coming across the middle field. You got to be able to attach to your guy. We couldn't attach to that guy fast enough, and And then watching Bryce run into the end zone after he made a couple people miss, that was magic by him and a nice job by him. But we just were not good enough across the board on defense. You know, you can go through just about any play you want to on defense today and really criticize or critique the things that we need to get criticized and critiqued. And we got to be just straight up honest with ourselves. That was not good enough.
Your default setting generally is positive and an encourager. Today's a little bit different. Is that just about today, or is this a culmination of stuff you've seen, in the last 8 games?
Please say that again.
Your default setting is to be positive and an encourager. Today, you're mentioning how you're pissed off. Is that just about today, or is that about the way the last eight games went?
That's more of a setback, of today. Like I don't particularly like or expect setbacks when you're talking about how you've gotten better, right? We've talked about having the growth mindset just throughout the season. And I felt that throughout the season, no matter what was happening, no matter what the courses were, that you had this growth mindset that we had to go out there and get better and better at everything you wanted to be able to get better at. And I felt like today we couldn't turn that corner on defense, and that's really what the negative intent is coming off talking to you guys is really coming from. That growth mindset that we can have, we can bounce back and be able to make things happen when we need to. We got to be able to do those things today. I just didn't feel it.
Do you worry at all about that growth mindset, considering how positive y'all were coming into this season and how it ended?
I don't worry about the growth mindset because we got plenty of time to get back and get it right. We got plenty of time to go back and correct the correctables and do the things that we need to do. I feel really good about the people that's in charge of doing those things. I feel really good about the people that's going to allow us to go out there and have success. I feel good about the addition that we'll be able to make within the offseason to be able to help us. So I feel good about the things that we can do moving forward. It's just today is a really disappointing day for us to be able to have to end it with that taste in your mouth.
Raheem, 2 things. One, you mentioned what offensively gives you optimism. Defensively, what excites you about moving forward? And 2, how long will it take for you to get the emotion out of today before you may or may not make decision coaching-wise?
Sorry, Zach. You always have a 24-hour period that you go through just when you talk about any emotional loss. That's always the case. You get a chance to go in and go on your Mondays and do what you need to do to correct things and be able to talk about it with the people that you need to talk about it with. And I think when you get a chance and all this stuff settles, you get a chance to really reflect on what happened today. And then obviously what you talked about, the defensive side that you're really excited about was the Caden Ellis factor that we had going, how well A.J. Terrell played, and having Jesse Bates, having those pieces on your defense being the key cogs that didn't have the plays, the days that you wanted them to have today. You're really fired about that, right? Michael Penix, obviously on offense, and Drake London and Bijan Robinson, your big 3 over there. Obviously with Mooney coming back and some of those type of different things, you're really fired up our O-line. And then on defense, having those 3 cogs in those places, really fire you about where you can go and what you can do. I don't know if you can have a better season than A.J. Terrell had. I don't know if you could play as well as Jesse Bates has been able to play for us this year. And then, some of the guys and some of the things that Caden Ellis was able to do down the stretch and looking forward to him doing that for a long time for us really fires you up. But right now, I am down on the day. I'm down on what happened today, how the results happened today. And one of those guys to play better, and we did not live up to that. And then obviously, you go through the whole process of what you're going to do, how you're going to move forward with everybody across the organization, how you're doing things. So that stuff will come up in the next couple of weeks and how we move forward, Zach.
Michael Penix might have one of the strongest arms in this league. How do you utilize that to your advantage, but also how do you harness it? I mean, some throws you drive, some you throw a touch, and then just kind of utilizing it to the best of his potential without overdoing it.
He's outstanding. We talked about that when the minute he became a starter in the National Football League, he became a top 5 passer in this league when it comes to just the look of the throw and how pretty it is. And then obviously we talked about what he's going to develop over the offseason is going through his layer process and being able to layer some of those throws to get those in there when it comes to completion, getting and doing the things he can. I mean, obviously, he's a cannon down the field when he makes some of those throws. They're wild throws. They're really exciting throws, but we can harness some of those things and find a way to get those things. We can get more completions for him. And he's just a young man that's just got the growth mindset that really excites you about where you're going and some of the stuff that we talked about. As disappointed we are on defense, we're extremely excited about what he brings to the table and where he's going to grow and how this offseason is going to be for him.